Hey, how's it going, people? Welcome back to our channel, and tomorrow is another tough game for Arsenal. It's not gonna be easy, it's not gonna be a walk in the park, and 13 games to go. 13 games to go in Premier League. Arsenal are sitting top of the table, very well, 13 for Arsenal. Very nicely, very pretty. 6 points clear of Manchester City, of course. At the moment, as I'm recording this, of course, Man City are playing against Fulham at home. We'll see how that's gonna go. Genuinely, I hope Fulham maybe can pull a miracle, but well, unlikely. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, ultimately, Arsenal are playing Brentford. Not an easy opponent. Brentford's home game record so far has been quite decent. I'm not gonna lie. 12 games they have played at home. 7 wins, 3 draws, 2 losses, so they gain points 10 out of 12 games they have gone. It's a tough place. They have very good players. They have very resilient players. Let's just put it that way. And playing away, it is never, ever easy. As I said, lots of riding for Arsenal in this game because this also every single game for Arsenal. From this point forward, pretty much in the league and in whichever competition they are in, it's a cup final. At the end of the day, it's a cup final because one wrong move, one slip up, and it could go and burst into flames and go downwards in a very dark spiral into abyss. Let's just put it that way. So Arsenal will need to be on their toes. They're gonna need to be careful. We'll see how Arteta sets up the team. Saka is still out. Trossard is out. Odegaard under question marks. I think Saka as well, but I don't think he's gonna play, obviously. Quite a few players. Merino just has had a surgery as well. He is expected, and he hopes, at least not expected, he hopes to be back early May, mid-May, just before the end of the season and before the World Cup. He hopes to play with Spain in the World Cup as well. We'll see how that's gonna go. But besides that, Arsenal have a very good team, very good squad, very fit squad. Let's just put it that way. We are heading into a double header. Let's just put it that way. We play midweek and we play on the weekend as well against Wolves away at Molineux. And from this point forward, up until I don't even know, until April, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that, Arsenal are gonna be always one game ahead of Man City. So the gap actually is gonna be bigger potentially if we keep winning than it would normally be, because Man City are gonna be one game behind, which is gonna be very interesting to see how that goes, because before that, a few years ago, in 22-23 season, Man City always had a game in hand, so it wasn't always all 8 points, it was 5 points. So they caught us up, they overtook us, and we lost the league. Do I see that happening this what's its face, this week and this season as well? I don't think so. I genuinely don't think so. But it could happen. Obviously, you can never rule it out. Obviously, percentage for that is small. But we will have to be on our toes. We'll have to be prepared. We'll have to be ready, and we will have to be very careful how this goes. Hopefully, the team Arteta has learned from their mistakes, and they can utilize them to their advantage to maybe not to make the same. Let's just put it that way. Not to step on the same rake, or how they say, twice. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, Brentford at home. Starting from the start of the season, they beat Villa. They drew against Chelsea. They beat Man United. They lost to City at home, which is very interesting. They won against Liverpool 1-0, which is definitely a good showing at the time. They beat Newcastle, beat Burnley. They drew against Leeds. They won against Bournemouth. They drew against Spurs. They won against Sunderland. And most recently, a few weeks back, they lost at home 2-0 against Forest. It was a very, very dull game from Brentford's side. But overall, they're going to be a tough team. We tend to do good against Brighton, but Brentford, but at the same time, you can never rule out in the Premier League. Luckily enough, to a certain degree, any team can beat anyone. And against Arsenal, you know, there are ways to play. There are ways to utilize your tactics to your advantage to give your best possible chance to get at least a draw, right? But Arsenal, of course, they come from all sides. They can come at you strong from the open play. They can come against you from set pieces. And it's very hard to play against them, hence why we are on top of the table. Am I feeling optimistic about this game? Yes, but I'm also sitting here with a bit of a caution because you never know what's going to happen. Genuinely, because we have been very overconfident for certain games, and it has basically ended in despair. I'll just put it that way of the past. So there is obviously that PTSD if you have been an Arsenal fan long enough, where going gets tough or the pressure is applied extra bigger to Arsenal, we tend to fold, and we just hope that this doesn't happen again because team is much older, much wiser, much more experienced, and they know how to go about things. Hopefully, this season is the season when we take trophies home as well. But overall, Odegaard is out. Apparently, Saka is out. Some of them might play. Actually, Mikel Arteta said in an interview that they will have a medical team meeting today, and they will decide who's gonna play, who's gonna not. Are certain players ready to play or they are not? So it's gonna be interesting to see who is ready to play or not. I wouldn't be surprised if they start off the bench as well. But since Saka has been out, since Odegaard has been out, we actually have been much more direct, much more open and threatening from open play, which is very nice to see. I'm not gonna lie, especially with Odegaard. Ironically enough, Havertz in the 10, who has been out for most of the season, has better chemistry already in just few games with Gyökeres, for example, than, well, Saka and Odegaard, who have played with him almost the whole season, which is quite ironic at the end of the day. But at the end, as well, Gyökeres is not the be-all end-all, and he's not the saving grace. But with Havertz, we look better. Let's just put it that way. And I just hope that we could see more of this. I hope Gyökeres scores some goals. I hope we play very nice, very good football. We're obviously going to hold some possession. They're going to try and hit us on counters, and we'll see how that's going to go. But looking for the starting 11, I expect Arsenal to have the best team yielded out, as you can imagine. Raya in goal, Timber at right back, Saliba Gabriel at center back. If Calafiori is fully available, then Calafiori I would love to see as a left back, because with Calafiori at the back, we are much more threatening and much more just say dynamic in the attack. Do we sacrifice a bit defensively like that? Yes, we do. But we gain quite a bit offensively, and this is the nuts part. Since Calafiori has been injured, attack has never looked the same. So it's going to be interesting to see whether he's fully fit or not to play. In the midfield, I would go with Zubimendi, Rice, and again, Kai Havertz in the 10, because so far he has been quite useful. His first thought when he gets the ball is look for Gyökeres, and Gyökeres has been making some good runs. Similar type of runs he made when Odegaard was playing in the 10, and Odegaard never made the pass, but Havertz's first thought is get the ball to him, because Gyökeres has run into some good spaces, some good lanes where he can sprint against opponents with pace, and he can outmuscle them because he's actually quite strong. In the attack, yes, striker Gyökeres, right wing, still Madueke. Left wing most likely is gonna be Martinelli since Trossard is injured. So we have pretty much straight up forward to a certain degree starting 11. Even if Odegaard can play, even if Saka can play, I'm genuinely I'm blanking a tiny bit who could be available. I don't want them to start, because with these players who have now so-called backups, right, who are starting right now, we look better in the attack. Yes, Madueke might be a bit frustrating, but sometimes he actually looks like the best player on the pitch for Arsenal in the attack. His final third decision-making at times is quite questionable. His final touch, final pass, final shot is sometimes it's being made a meme and everything, but at the same time, we miss that. We miss that player who can cause a bit of chaos in the attack, because we are all about the control, we are about the pragmatic play. But with Madueke there's a bit more chaos, a bit less consistency. And controlled chaos is actually a very good thing. It could play to your advantage, to your strengths, and I think with Madueke playing there, definitely it puts Arsenal in a bigger advantage in the attack. So yeah, I expect Arsenal to field their best team available to date. Let's just put it that way. I'm expecting a win. I hope we're gonna win, and I think actually we're gonna win. I'm not going for anything exorbitant. Let's just put it that way in terms of results. I'm going 2-1 Arsenal because I don't want to predict massive scores, because most of the time when I've been this confident for massive scores, we end up struggling quite heavily. Last time I predicted a massive score, it was Wolves at home, and we all saw how that went. Wolves at Emirates was genuinely a disaster waiting to happen. Luckily, we just came out unscathed. But yeah, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be tough. It's going to be rough. They're definitely going to throw everything, including the kitchen sink, at us defensively, and they're going to try and hit on counters with players like Igor Thiago, definitely, who is very good and very worrying. Let's just put it that way. It's gonna be rough. that yeah, we definitely gonna look out for Thiago guy, definitely, because he definitely could be a bit of a worry. Let's just put it that way, because he's one of the top scorers in Premier League. He has 17 goals this season in Premier League. 17. Yes, playing for Brentford, and their manager as well deserves a lot of credit because nobody gave them sniff of a chance this season, including myself. I'm not gonna lie. With in the Premier League predictions at the beginning of the season, with losing Wissa, with losing Buemo and some other players, Norgard coming to Arsenal even, goalkeeper change and everything, defensive instabilities, I predicted they could actually go down. And I thought they will go down, but they are up there. They are up there. Brentford are up there fighting, and I kid you not, for a Champions League spot, Europa League spot. They're fighting for Europe, and they have something to play for. So this game definitely lots and lots of stuff is riding on for this game, not just for Arsenal but for Brentford as well. So definitely they will fight for every single inch of the pitch. So we'll see what's gonna happen. Let me know what you think about the game in the comments down below. Let me know your predictions starting 11. How do you see the game going? And hopefully gonna see you guys soon. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Peace.